What is the true color of crime? Why is this case so big? I'm gonna ask that question again. Why is this case so big? What is it bringing out in us? And why has it turned to a race war, national outrage? Death is never a thing. Someone being stabbed is never a good thing. But we're not here because of that. You know why we're here? We're here to choose sides. Why? The reason why this battle takes place is because of the true crime of America. The true color of crime is not white or black, as they paint it. The true color of crime is no accountability. We're here because time after time, America has ceased to take accountability of where they messed up in the past. We have an incident here that is taking place. A young boy has lost a life and another one is fighting for his. So we have to figure out all the details. Now, all the details are not out yet, but what we can say is the emotions are out. If you look at some outlets, there's been plenty of misinterpretation of what's really happening. We don't all know. So what are the facts? Well, here are the facts from the supposedly report. Mr. Carmelo was under a tent that did not belong to his school, but he was there for track. And Mr. Austin decided to help remove him. It was said that Mr. Carmelo said, "Don't touch me again." Apparently he was touched again. Mr. Carmelo said, "If you touch me again, see what happens," something like that. And I guess apparently he was touched or grabbed again. There are reports that's saying Mr. Austin and his brother tried to jump on him, that he was punched. We don't really know. The other witness correspond the story that he stabbed Mr. Austin and ran off. There are reports saying Mr. Carmelo antagonized Mr. Austin, or that he was looking to hurt him. No. We have no motive for that. All we have is those facts. Now, being a kid that's under a tent that doesn't belong to your school is not surprising. I have kids in sports and track. Look, they do things like that all the time. They're not necessarily where they're supposed to be, running around with the opposing teams under different circumstances, just being a kid. But that ain't the problem here. That's not why we're here. We're here because of our past trauma and emotions. We're here because we have been put in a situation to whether our justice system has handled things correctly. And as a black man, I can tell you they have not. Now, in Texas law, they work on a couple factors. The main part of it, just to try to simplify it, is did the person who's claiming self-defense, did they use similar means in order to defend themselves? Meaning, if a person pulls out a knife to stab you, you can use a gun. If a person tries to push you or fight you, you can defend yourself by fighting them back. So the thing that's really going to be looked at is did Mr. Carmelo use the appropriate amount of force? It doesn't really make any sense, right? Because what we're taught is self-defense means self-defense. If someone is harming you, you can defend yourself. And the reason why this is getting so misconstrued is because time after time, we don't see an even layer of justice down the middle of the board. So if you feel that Mr. Austin was not the aggressor, okay. So what you're saying is putting hands on someone doesn't make you the aggressor. I can't agree with that because I don't teach my kids to put hands on anyone. In fact, if my kid lay a hand on someone for no reason, I would tell them that they're out of pocket. I would never instruct my kid to remove another kid based off what they feel. I would tell my kid, if there's a problem, you can go find the appropriate personnel. But one, it's not my kid's problem to remove another kid from a tent. Once you put hands on a person, that is a violation. That is a problem. You are now a threat. This doesn't mean that I agree with Mr. Carmelo stabbing him, but I do agree that if you put hands on someone, there's going to be consequences. But that doesn't mean death. I am not the judge and juror. I'm simply giving my opinion that this thing is boiling over because there's something way, way bigger than Mr. Austin and Mr. Carmelo. It's us and our unchecked differences and what America has done to black people in this country. So let's talk about it. The promise that once slaves were freed from 40 acres and a mule, that was never given. All of a sudden, under the banner of America, Everyone has a chance, an American right, to build and be free in a dream. That bullshit never happened. Never happened. I don't hear anyone addressing this today. If you're really for America and you're really for truth and justice, you should be able to sit back and say, yeah, we failed you on that. No accountability is the true racism. Let's move on. To the industrial area, 1920s and 30s, America is coming right after the Civil War, right? We're building, everything is good. We got suburbs blooming. And what happens? Redlining. Banks purposely blocked loans from black neighborhoods or minorities so they can't advance. This started the downside in generational wealth for the black community. That's right, I don't hear no one talking about that. The true color of crime, it's not white or black, it's accountability. Let's move on to Henrietta Lacks, where she gave us HeLa cells. What's that? Immortalized cells who gave us our first sign to be able to cure cancer, to cure many diseases. It was a cell that can reproduce on its own, keep reproducing. Even when it was broken down, it can keep reproducing. She died and they took her cells without permission from her family, and they made wonderful things. Until it was discovered, they was never gonna give her any credit because they stole permission. It's no credit given. It's no credit given to Henrietta and her amazing cells. There's no way to address that, right? Oh, we just move on. Yeah, let's move on to the Tuskegee air experiment, where they studied on black males and injected them with syphilis. Pain, they died, a lot of them died, it was just terrible. What did they say? Oh, it was for the national advancement of the medical world. You injected syphilis to someone without permission. And for you to walk away and wash your hands. Understand what I'm telling you. America has done this. America has done this. So you ask, why is our rage? Why do we walk around with a chip on our shoulder? No accountability is the true racism. It allows you to sit back and say, oh well, don't stop there. The assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King doesn't stop there. The assassination of Malcolm X, it doesn't stop there. You killed all of our heroes. Our heroes are not on the museum walls like yours. Our heroes are not national treasures. Our forefathers are usually different, but we can never speak up because when we do, we're a victim. We're playing a race card. No, we're playing the card that you gave to us, which is an injustice card, because we know that if you already have it in your mind that as a black man, I'm guilty, what's the odds that the jurors are gonna have it in their mind that Mr. Carmelo is guilty? It ain't even about the facts. Right now, the facts is not even out yet, but everyone says he should go to jail for life. Let me explain to you the different sentencing and another reason why the anger is here. Majority of black males who are convicted have at least an average of 20% more sentencing in length than their white male counterparts for the same crime. This was exposed years ago, yet we don't talk about it. There goes that no accountability part. Tamir Rice, Elijah McCain, Trayvon Martin, George Floyd. Trayvon Martin was murdered for walking in a neighborhood that George Zimmerman thought was his. Trayvon Martin wasn't an aggressor, but yet 12 jurors decided that George Zimmerman acted in self-defense, even though he pursued a young man who was just walking. Elijah McCain, he was walking and he was apprehended and stopped. You heard him begging for his life, just minding his business. It's funny how you find a young black male just minding their business and all of a sudden they are the aggressor. The paramedics there arrived and tried to keep him calmed down because he was hyperventilating and he was actually losing it because he was scared. He said he didn't want to die. They injected him and overdosed him with ketamine, killed him. The narrative was he shouldn't have resisted. He shouldn't have resisted and fought the paramedics or the police and resisted them. See, the subject usually changes when you're black, and that's what we know. How about Jordan Neely, a mentally ill subway rider? Penny Daniel choked out a homeless street performer. He would perform, imitate Michael Jackson. Yeah, he has some mental issues. Well, he was yelling on a train, saying things like, hey, I'm gonna hurt somebody, I'm gonna kill myself, I'm gonna kill somebody. Just doing what we allow the mentally homeless people to do. And a Marine veteran, Mr. Penny Daniel, decided to be the hero and walk up behind him and throw him in a chokehold and take him to the ground. And even when the train came to a stop 3 minutes later, well, Mr. Penny Daniel never released his chokehold. Past 3 minutes. Choked him all the way there until he choked the life right out of him. Who do you think America said was the aggressor? Of course, it was Mr. Jordan, who had his back turned and was yelling things. And, well, I guess he made people too scared. And so it was okay for Mr. Penny Daniel to choke his life out of him. 12 jurors decided that, well, he acted in self-defense. There goes that word, self-defense we're talking about. It goes right back to the statistical facts that we know all too well, that when a black man is being tried for any case, he's going to get the ultimate sentencing. The DA is going to bring the ultimate sentencing compared to when he's white, the DA brings a less harsh sentence, like the paramedics who killed Mr. Elijah McCain. One received 5 years, the other received, a couple years of probation. George Zimmerman got off, right? We didn't even talk about Ferguson. We haven't talked about none of this. It all points back to, we know that in the minds of people who view black people as a threat, that their mind is made up before the facts come out. And healing needs to be done, but the true healing is accountability in America. And until there's accountability, this will always happen. Until there's true justice and true reform and equal sentencing, this will always happen. We'll always be at each other. And to be honest, we're probably not meant to get there. We talk about MLK, I Have a Dream speech. He had another speech, and the truth was he had doubts that he has integrated his people into a burning house. True integration is not something that America is really about.
But I must confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare. Now, I'm not one to lose hope. I keep on hoping. And I've come to see that we have many more difficult days ahead, and some of the old optimism was a little superficial, and now it must be tempered with a solid realism. And I think the realistic fact is that we still have a long, long way to go, and that we are involved in a war on Asian soil, which, if not checked and stopped, can poison the very soul of our nation.
I don't think America's willing to see the facts. I think the machine America has built is one of emotion. One where we go to social media to get our restore. One where we go to other people instead of really looking into what really happened. And until we can really look at the real facts on taking accountability, well, there'll never be a time where we'll all be integrated. So yeah, maybe Dr. Martin Luther King was right. Maybe we're in a burning house. I don't know. And maybe that's something to think about. Y'all let me know in the comments.